Casinos are an interesting business. Most businesses sell a product, whether it be a physical item or a skill that the consumer can use. However, casinos don't do that. Rather, casinos sell an opportunity for an individual to win thousands of dollars. However, most people who enter a casino don't win. Most people lose money and lose even more than they expected. So how can a business who encourages their consumers to gamble and spend their money keep on encouraging that even though they are losing? The first factor is the sunken cost fallacy. This is an idea of people not wanting to waste their money. Many gamblers lose any amount of money. However, they don't want to end up with a net loss. So gamblers will continue to gamble, hoping to win it big and recuperate their losses. However, they'll create a vicious cycle of them continuing to gamble and never winning. I also want to highlight two attributes of the casino, that being its physical attributes and the rewards. Firstly, casinos are designed to not have any windows or clocks within its walls. This encourages consumers to not realize the passage of time, encouraging them to keep on gambling and stay within the casino. Also, between each section and the gambling floor, casinos will have curving and winding paths to encourage their consumers not having to make a conscious decision of where they want to go, encouraging them to continue to gamble. Also, the rewards of the casinos give out free alcoholic beverages, encouraging its patrons to get inebriated and to make poor choices, encouraging them to continue to gamble. Then also, if a consumer continues to gamble, then the casino will reward them with either free food or a stay at the hotel. And if an individual decides to stay at the hotel, they might be encouraged to keep on gambling the next day since they're already so close to the gambling floor. So, given that idea, I want to model the monthly revenue of a casino because it's constantly able to encourage its patrons to continue to gamble. So, we can model the revenue of a casino with this function, where X is the number of slot machines, Y is the number of poker tables, and Z is the number of blackjack tables. Here, this gives us the monthly revenue. However, if a casino wants to have any amount of these games, then the casino needs to build them. That's where we get a cost function from, where each slot machine costs $3,000, each poker table costs $1,000, and each blackjack table costs $500. But the casino only has a budget of $100,000. Now, the casino, of course, wants to maximize our revenue without going over their cost. This creates a constrained optimization problem. So, how would we go around solving this to figure out the point of maximum revenue? We would use something called gradients and Lagrange multipliers. So, to figure out the point of maximum revenue, we would take the gradient of our revenue, set that equal to a Lagrange multiplier, here lambda, times the gradient of the cost function, and set our cost equal to 0, ensuring we use as much cost as possible. So how would we go about finding the gradient? We would take the partial derivative with respect to each variable. So we would take the partial derivative of r with respect to x, set that equal to lambda times the partial derivative of our cost with respect to x. Here we create one equation, and we will continue this with y and z. So this creates the equation times x to the power of negative 1/5 times y to the 1/5 times z to the 3/5. Set that equal to lambda times 3,000. Now, taking the partial derivative with respect to y, we get 300 times 1/5 times x to the 4/5 times y to the negative 4/5 times z to the 3/5, say equal to lambda times 1,000. And then finally, with the partial derivative of z, 300 times 3/5 x to the 4/5 y to the 1/5 times z to the negative 2/5 equal to lambda times 500. Now, we set our cost equal to 0 as well. Here, we'd have 3 unknowns and 4 equations. So now we can figure out how many of each machine we would like. Solving for each variable, we get x is equal to 50/3, y is equal to 25/2, z is equal to 15/2. However, a casino cannot have a fraction of a game, so we would round down to the nearest integer, where this would turn into 16 slot machines, 12 poker tables, and 7 blackjack tables. Plugging these 3 numbers into our revenue function, we get a monthly revenue of $14,000. Though this would take a while for our costs to be equal to our revenue, however, since a casino is able to encourage its patrons to keep on gambling and to keep on returning, we would be able to recuperate our costs in only 7 months. So this is how casinos encourages its patrons to return, and then how they're able to recuperate their costs. Thank you.